I'm Mark with J-Pro, and I'm going to show you how to do a full inspection on a vehicle here on this 2008 Hyundai Accent. First step is safety. Safety first. Make sure you protect yourself and you wear all your personal protection. First thing we're going to do is inspect the exterior of the vehicle with the lights, starting with the headlights. You want to make sure that the lights function and that they're working properly. Here go the headlights. Headlights working properly. You want to inspect the glass. Inspect the outside of the light. Make sure it's not scratched or damaged. So these lights look good. A little bit of scratches, but
I think that must have been when they had it.
check the back lights. Make sure that the back lights are functioning properly. The back lights are on, they're bright. The brake lights are working, they're functioning properly. Then we want to check the blinkers. Left blinker on, works properly. Right blinker works properly, perfect. You also want to inspect the back windshield of the vehicle for any cracks or even any built up debris that can actually distort your visibility out your back windshield. So this windshield looks good, it needs to be cleaned, but it looks good. Now we also want to go along the side of the windows, check all our gaskets and make sure that they're not dry, rotted, or cracked. We'll check our mirrors. Our mirrors are good. And hazards. You always want to make sure that your hazards work properly in case of an emergency on the road and you need to use your hazards. The hazards work. We're making sure that this car is functioning safe from the exterior at this point. Everything looks good. Now we're going to go to the interior of the vehicle. So we want to inspect the windshield, make sure the windshield is not cracked or damaged, and that the gasket is not dry rotted or cracked. And while you're here, you can go ahead and check the windshield wipers to make sure that they are intact, not damaged, and that they function properly. Windshield wipers function properly, so we're good to go on the exterior. Now we'll check the interior of the vehicle and continue the check. We're going to go ahead and check. We have a good light here that's working. Check all the interior lights, the cluster, the dash. We want to make sure that it's nice and bright and you can see it at nighttime. All our cluster here for our AC is good. The radio works. Check the rear view mirror. This is a big safety thing here is to have a good rear view mirror. And we also want to just make sure that all the functions within the vehicle are working properly, like the windows and anything else electronic control devices you might have inside the vehicle. The vehicle looks good on the inside. The last thing you want to, last but not least, will be your parking brake. And make sure you're going up at least 3 miles. Parking brake feels good, so I'm confident to move on. I won't get into the cabin filter because you have to go through the dash. So for the sake of the video, I will actually go into the cabin filter and swap out the filter. Next, we're going to move to under the hood. Now, under the hood of the vehicle, what we're looking for is hoses. Make sure that all our hoses are good and they're not cracked, and that they're in good shape. Another very important aspect of the vehicle running properly is a good battery connection. We want to make sure that the terminals are clean and it's getting a good connection, just like this one here. If it's not, if it had been dirty, I would remove it and I would clean it. Replace the terminals if needed. We also want to check our air filter, which is pretty simple. You can just undo the air box. Your air filter is located right underneath the air box. Now, I would usually take it out and inspect the filter itself. From here it looks good. It's actually a new filter. It's clean. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna move on with the inspection. The next thing we want to check is your oils and your fluids. Let's go ahead and let's make sure that our engine oil is in good shape. You want to have your car idling and warm before checking your oil. Go ahead and put the dipstick in and measure by the lowest peak on either side of your dipstick. The oil on this car is fresh, it's new. It doesn't smell burnt. You can visually see it. You can inspect it visually. You can inspect it by touching it and also by smelling it. So this passed all those things. Now we're going to the transmission fluid. On any other instance, you would want to have the car at idle while you check the transmission fluid. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to check the fluid. Passes at the engine oil. Put the dipstick in, smell it, look at it, feel it. If you don't have gloves, you can just put it here and try and feel the oil. This transmission oil is in good shape. It's got a nice red color to it and a good smell, so that I know that this fluid, it's not murky and it's not muddy. So the transmission fluid looks good. Next thing we want to check, windshield washer reservoir. They're long, they have long necks usually, and you want to make sure that you have the proper amount of windshield washer fluid. Be able to wash your windshield while you're on the road to ensure safety of your vehicle. Power steering fluid, without it, you can't steer right. So we want to make sure that we're nice, full of power steering fluid. Always check your hoses to make sure you have no leaks or cracks in the power steering system or the cooling system. Now we're here at the coolant. And you can look down in the coolant. You want to make sure that the level of the coolant is up to par. Underneath the vehicle, we're looking for exhaust, steering linkage, CV axles, boots. We also want to look for if you had a drive shaft or differential, you would want to check that. In this case, we don't. We also want to check for any leaks, any cracks in the pan, any oil coming from bolts. Everything here looks pretty good. The exhaust looks good. The boots on the CV axle, they look good. And we also want to always remember to check the mounts here, the straps at your exhaust, and make sure they're not cracked and worn. You also want to pay close attention to your steering and suspension. Very important to the vehicle and drivability. You want to take the gas, please check to see if you need any lube. Everything here on this vehicle needs to be okay. If I were to find a problem, note it, and take care of that.